Startups looking to raise capital have had about a month to try out a stock market designed specifically for them.
The Korea New Exchange, or the KONEX, is Korea's new market platform. It was born out of President Park Geun-hye's vision to promote an environment where startup businesses can flourish.
So how well is the market doing so far? Our Yoo Lian joins us in the studio. So Leon, does this look like a good way to help these fledgling businesses grow?
Hi, Jae-Sean. Well, most say it's too early to say to really gauge this new market's potential. Let's first hear from one of the companies that's been listed on the KONEX since day one. What you're seeing is the production process of an ingot, aluminum heated past its melting point and molded into bars that can later be used to make bicycles or auto parts. The manufacturer of these ingots is Standard Firm, a startup that is preparing to get listed on the tech-heavy Kosdaq market. The company's shares jumped by more than six-fold after being listed on the KONEX last month.
We are planning to get listed on Kosdaq, but we feel that KONEX is a good opportunity for us to practice before moving up. We are learning a lot, particularly through our contacts with investors.
Like Standard Firm, startups welcome the creation of their own market. The United States has its thriving Silicon Valley, but over here in Korea, there's the so-called Death Valley. The term was coined to describe the many fledgling companies which can't acquire the necessary funds to expand and end up going bust. That's because, unlike Silicon Valley, there's no ecosystem in Korea to finance an entrepreneur's idea into a business. As a result, most startups will have to rely heavily on bank loans for their financial needs, thereby incurring mounting interest burden. So the KONEX comes as a financing means, saving fledgling companies from heavy debt burdens. But when taking a look at its first month, the KONEX saw a very low trade volume. And out of the 21 listed companies, only 2 saw their stocks trade on a day-to-day basis.
Right, so Lian, the trade volume was on the decline. So when can we actually expect active trading on KONEX?
Well, experts say the limited amount of activity that's being seen on the KONEX is quite normal at this point. One thing to note here is that because of the risks that are involved in investing in these startups, the government limited the number of players that can invest in this KONEX. No company on this market has been listed through typical means, which is, of course, public offering. That means only existing owners or the likes of venture capitals can trade in the market. So unless these specific groups of investors decide to sell, nobody can buy. Also, to put this into context, let's take a look at how Kosdaq performed in its first month when it was set up back in 1996. So as you can see, the average trade volume in the first month for KONEX doesn't differ much with that of the Kosdaq. So it's hard to say, in looking at the data at least, that KONEX is off to a bad start.
But nonetheless, the number of listed companies is still quite small. When are we going to see more companies added?
You're right. Now, experts say that it could be a problem if the KONEX can't attract more companies in the near future. They emphasize that the government needs to play a more active role. Take a look.
There are only 21 companies listed right now, but the government's plan is to increase the number to at least 50 by the end of the year. We need more companies to boost trading.
He also added that the timing of the launch of KONEX wasn't good given the sluggish economic conditions right now. Investors don't even show much interest in Kosdaq these days. So it says the government needs to draw up policies that gives tax breaks and other incentives to venture capitals and investors so that they can actually start putting their money into these startups.
Yeah, hopefully backed by the government support, they will fare well in the near future. Thank you very much, Lian, for your report.